Alright guys, welcome back, and today I've got the Moza Air 3. And so let's unbox this and I will give you my first impressions. Alright, so as we open this up, I'm going to use my handy Crowley knife here. And found this thing at B&H on their deal of the day. It was $200 off. Let's see. Ooh. All right, so we're gonna pull this out. Look at that. So we've got the Moza Air. See what all comes with it here. Ah, it comes in a nice carrying case. Very fancy. Ah. All right. So let's see if you guys can see here. Comes with instructions in many languages here. Please ensure the following steps prior to using your mount and secure your camera to the base plate, balance the gimbal, calibrate if necessary, secure all the screws, and follow the user's guide for video tutorial, and charge the battery. Alright. So it looks like we have a battery handle. Let's see. Looks like we have a battery handle here. And 3 batteries. And I just checked, it's $25 to get another set of batteries, so that's pretty cool. But it should, according to the website, it has 15 hours of runtime. I've watched a couple of reviews. People said they've done all-day shoots and not had to change the batteries. So that is one plus of the Moza Air. Okay, we have another gimbal stand here. Battery charger, I presume. The gimbal itself. So that's pretty neat. And oh, these are the mounts for the third handle. So you can put these together for the third handle here. And then let's see what we have here. So these are the cords to attach the gimbal to your device so that it can tap in for time lapses and such. That's nice, comes in a nice little sack here. If I'm not mistaken, it's for Nikon, Sony, and Canon, and there looked like there was a micro USB in there as well.
I was mistaken. One of the issues that I've been having is that because Nikon for so long has not been supporting the video world, the video support manufacturers who make gimbals and other video accessories have stopped or were for a while stopping supporting Nikon cameras because there were so few DSLR shooters, video shooters, that were using Nikon cameras and were moving further away from it. Now, I do think Nikon is taking steps to get back into the video market, but this was something that's really hurt Nikon shooters because, for instance, this Moza does not tap into the Nikon setup. But I'm going to do a video later on more about Nikon video and its support. recharge the batteries.
Okay, so the instructions say that you need to charge the batteries first prior to anything else. So that was kind of a bummer. So I've got those on the charger now. And the one thing is it came with a USB instead of like a actual wall mount or a DC adapter. So with the USB, I wasn't sure, so I just plugged it into my iPhone block. The other thing is, right now I only have one camera, and so I'm filming right now on my iPhone. So if the quality or the audio is down right now, that's why. So for the purpose of this segment, as I mount the camera, I'm going to be using my iPhone. I currently have the Nikon 85-1.8 lens on here. I figure it's a nice medium-sized lens, and I'm going to keep my Rode video mic on to see just how much room we have. So the first step that it says, and for the purpose of this, I'm going to go ahead and screw the battery handle onto it, even though there's no batteries in it. It has this plate here, and it says for smaller DSLRs and mirrorless cameras to use the inside plate, and on larger full-bodied, full-frame, and professional cameras to use the larger plate. So it says it can hold up to 7 pounds, so we'll see just how much it can do. I'm guessing that being the D5300 is a DX format and a consumer grade, I'm going to use this inside mount, and we'll adjust later if we need to. Okay, so what I ended up doing is I ended up using a tripod. Several of their kits come with a small tripod that screws right into the bottom of the 1/4-20. I'm just sitting here with my travel tripod here, and unfortunately I thought this kit was going to come with a small tabletop tripod for balancing, and unfortunately this particular kit did not. So if you're going to get the Moza Air, make sure that you check what's in the box part of the page. Alright, so I think that's pretty close. And so tomorrow when my batteries are charged, I'm going to try charging it up, putting my batteries in my handle, and we'll give it a whirl.
So that's the unboxing. The first time I took it out of the case, it took me a while I've never used a gimbal before. This is first time. It took me so long to even play with it and get it to where I even understood the instructions. Now that I've done it 2 or 3 times, it takes me about 2 minutes each time if I put a new lens on it or put a different mic on it or have my screen flipped in versus flipped out. It just takes about 2 minutes to readjust everything, get everything centered. Not long at all. The one thing is that it's really, really hard to balance a lightweight camera. I tried Job's mirrorless on there, and when my camera only has the 35-1.8 DX Nikon lens, it's a really small, lightweight lens. It's very hard to balance. It just wants to either tip back and forth. If it just doesn't get close enough, you turn it on, it glitches out, the motor vibrates. So having a medium to large lens actually helps. The more weight, the easier it is for it to balance and for it to hold everything together. So that is one thing to consider if you have a mirrorless camera, lightweight pancake lens or something like that. This may not be the gimbal for you, but they do make the Air Cross, which is more geared towards that. The other thing is that the tripod, the tabletop tripod, is only $19 from B&H, so I went ahead and threw one of those in my cart, so next time I order I'll get one of those. So it's not a big deal, just was surprising that it didn't come with one. So now I'd like to show you some of the test footage. The next day, Job and I went out and we shot at his father-in-law's place. Took it out on a four-wheeler. So the first thing I shot was my son, Jeremiah, and this is just a quick little video following him around on the ground. For this shot of Jeremiah, I ended up using the two-handle grip, flipped it upside down, and just used the gimbal that way. I could get down low to the ground, follow him as he crawled around on the ground. And it seemed to work out very well. I actually like this. I wish I would have changed my shutter speed, but I actually really like this little clip. So for this next clip, Job and I went on the four-wheeler. He was driving and I sat on the back bumper with my legs hanging off the back and just rode on the back with it, two-handed, and just rode, and we're bumping around and everything. And it's really impressive to see how it just smooths everything out. Again, this is my first gimbal, so just seeing what this technology can do is really interesting. So for this next shot, Job wanted to run next to the four-wheeler and have me drive the four-wheeler, so I have one hand on the throttle and the other hand on the gimbal, and just held my arm out and riding around and bumping around, and so everything was one-handed, arm extended. So between driving and trying to keep him in focus and in the frame was very hard, and we kind of in and out of the frame, but you can see the smoothness of the footage nonetheless. Okay. And for this last shot, I wanted to see how the gimbal did while I was running. And so I held it in the two-hand grip. I turned and panned it 90 degrees so that as I was pointing forward, the camera was angled 90 degrees to the right. And as I ran, I had Job drive the four-wheeler next to me, and so I just ran flat out as fast as I could and have him ride up next to me as he was putting it away into the shop. and it's not a long segment because I almost ran into a trailer, but you can see here it does really well in those running shots, and this shot impressed me the most. So there you have it. There's the gimbal, the Moza Air 3-axis gimbal version 2. And so I just wanted to do a quick unboxing video. Not much of a tutorial, as much just first impressions and unboxing. If you'd like to see a tutorial, comment below. I'd like to get more hands-on experience with it, talk a little bit more about the app and how it affects the Moza, and get a lot more practice with it. So that's going to be maybe something in the future. If that's something you guys be interested in, just let me know. Also, I'd like to try to be putting out more consistent content. I had a lot going on the last 3 weeks. Sorry for the delay in this second video. Hopefully I'll be putting out every week to 10 days is kind of the goal I'm setting for myself. If you guys would like to see more content like this, or would like to comment about what content you would like to see, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Somebody's killing their dog.